Welcome to Subramani. Continuing this behavioral finance and talking about biases, I'm going to talk about confirmation bias. This is very important because let me first define confirmation bias from Investopedia. That is, confirmation bias is also called my side bias. It's the tendency to search for, interpret, or recall information in a way that confirms one's beliefs or hypothesis. It is a type of cognitive bias and is a systematic error of inductive reasoning. A little complicated, but the example will make it very clear. People display this bias when they gather or remember information selectively or when they interpret it in a biased way. The effect is stronger for emotionally charged issues and for deeply entrenched beliefs. People also tend to interpret ambiguous evidence as supporting their existing position. You decide that, oh, if it is ambiguous, it is favoring you. Right. An example of confirmation bias in personal finance is when there are lots of different sources of personal finance information. From where do you seek information? But confirmation bias is more easily visible in politics. So if you seek all your information from newspapers like The Hindu, magazines like Caravan, the websites like The Wire, right? If you keep reading all this, you will be convinced that India is going to dogs and socialism is the only solution. Now, if you, on the other hand, go and read Times of India or watch other channels, you will be convinced that India is going the right way. Now, if you are leftist, a good chance that you will stick to the Hindu, Wire, etc., and you will be convinced that India has got so much of poverty, the rich are getting richer, poor are getting poorer, right? So, all that which you want to hear, you will keep hearing. So, the source from where you are collecting information or reading articles, that's also very important. So, it starts there, confirmation bias starts there. From where are you gathering information? So more and more information will be to your liking, to what suits you. In fact, if you watch some of those channels, YouTube will keep on giving you such data and such videos which will go and reinforce. So social media, if social media is a place from where you are learning or from where you are gathering all your information, chances are you will be biased towards any line that you want to take, whether it is socialism or whether you are right winger or left winger, doesn't matter, right? I often see this when people present for frugal. I mean, it's also the way of how information is given to you, how frugal somebody can be with information, can cutting off clips, right? So in a big conversation, just showing one small bit and saying, look at this. So when that goes viral, you say, look at what is happening, right? If you don't watch the full clip, those are the places where you can get hurt by confirmation bias. And the question is how to beat it. How will you beat confirmation bias? Best approach is, of course, to collect information from various sources and read the information from people whom you do not like, right? So if you don't like Barkha Dutt, watch her interviews. She's good at interviewing. You may not agree with her, but she's good at interviewing, right? So if you don't agree with Anand Ranganathan, you don't agree with Abhijit Iyer Mitra, watch their videos. Watch videos which are completely contrary to what you think. All this is very important when you are when you have a position, right? You're going to see, you've seen something called endowment effect also. When you have something, you have more value for it. So if, let us say for a minute that you have shares of Patanjali, and you hear the Supreme Court says, I will rip you apart. Now the question is it time to get out of Patanjali, worried that the government or the Supreme Court is going to take action, or is it saying, oh, it's a great opportunity for me to buy? Similar thing happened when the Hindenburg report came. When the Hindenburg report came, confirmation bias and endowment effect is to say, oh, these shares are good, but because of Hindenburg the price has gone down. Maybe it was a good opportunity to buy, or maybe it was a great time to say, okay, let me just get out of it. I don't want to be in a company which is in controversy, right? So you can decide how you want to, but the question is, you have to collect all sides of an argument before you take a decision. That is how you, when you realize that it's confirmation bias that is hurting you, get information from contrarian sources, right? So if I love equity and somebody tells me you can make money in debt, go and talk to somebody who thinks equity is lousy and debt is good, because then you get the other side of what is happening in the market. So that's the best way to tackle confirmation bias. Thank you.